Just thought I'd make a quick video log about rebounding post-competition and just share some of my own personal journey and insights. For me, it's actually a little bit of a head fuck. Feels very unusual. For those of you who have done a few shows, you probably know what I'm talking about. Over the last couple of weeks, I've gained a little bit of body fat. I've still got some abs, still got lines in my legs and stuff, but it's really weird. I don't feel lean, which is kind of an unusual thing, to be around 6% body fat and still not feel lean. Basically because my body is so used to being such a lean state for so long, my body is basically coming out of a state of starvation. That takes a little while to adjust. Like, my appetite at the moment is just ridiculous. It doesn't seem like a lot, but I'm actually gaining weight at a pretty rapid rate. If I continue to do this for a couple months on end, I would actually be obese. I tend to reverse diet. Some people like to reverse diet really slowly after their contest. I personally tend to take a much more aggressive approach. I don't really want to be in a deficit for another couple of months after my show. So rather than just slowly building the calories back up, I'll just go straight to maintenance or a slight surplus. Even if I gain a few kilos of body fat, I figure that I'm so lean, it's actually probably healthy to gain a few kilos of body fat. But I set myself like an upper limit, so it might be, say for me, it's about 5 kilos over my stage weight. And as soon as I hit that, then I start tapering back down again. And it sort of keeps me in a nice healthy range around that 7 to 12%, which I like to set all year round. It's unhealthy to stay comp lean all year round, and it's not really sustainable either. First week post-competition, I like to take a week off dieting completely, not tracking anything. Now, I don't advise this if you're taking a week off training as well. So you either take a week off dieting or take a week off training, but I wouldn't advise taking a week off both at the same time because you'll just balloon out like crazy. For me, I absolutely love training, and if I'm going to be eating more, then it's not going to be practical to stop training as well. Because I enjoy training so much and I enjoy being in the gym, I actually have to make sure that I curb my enthusiasm for the gym and basically set myself limits on how much I can train. And I find that having a really smart approach, so I'm still increasing my volume, still increasing my training slightly, but just not going crazy overboard, so my body can properly recover and I can still progressively overload the muscles and make some good gains. So over the last week, been back tracking macros and tracking calories again. Now, because you've been dieting down for so long, going back to a slight surplus is actually going to feel quite unusual, quite uncomfortable. You're probably going to feel a bit bloated, a bit lethargic for a little while. Some helpful tips: sticking to mostly satiating foods. By satiating foods, I mean foods that sort of fill you up a little bit more, like lean meats, eggs, low-fat dairy, fruits, vegetables, brown rice, beans, potatoes, sweet potato, all that sort of stuff. So allowing yourself a little bit more freedom with your diet, incorporating a little bit more processed foods and a few other things that are a little bit more enjoyable, but not going from one extreme to the other. Drink plenty of water. I find that drinking a lot of water really helps keep me feel full, so I tend not to eat as much and sort of go over my calories. I find tracking calories and tracking macros really helps. But as I mentioned, I like to take a full week off tracking macros before I get back to that, just to have a mental break more than anything. I think it's really important to have a plan post-competition, so you don't just take time off and say, oh yeah, I'll get back to it when I'm ready. What I find with people who do that is they kind of go right off the rails and end up just gaining a whole heap of body fat. So I like to take a break, but it's for a set time period, and then I get back on track and I have specific goals in place to further progress, or even if I just want to get back to maintenance and maintain a healthy lifestyle. I keep measuring my body composition as well, just a little bit less frequently. Tracking strength performance as well as total volume can also be really helpful in determining whether you're gaining muscle or not. And that's pretty much how I transition from contest to off-season.